The Lamar team is the real team. All that makes it happen is one goal. Everybody having a great experience at Lamar Ford. We became number one for a reason, because we're good. And we need to prove it every day, every deal, all the time.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Are you ready to crank this bad boy up on a Friday afternoon? I certainly am. The weekend's upon us. Yeah, you right. Thank goodness, huh? And what a weekend. A lot going on. Glorious weather weekend. We're going to get it all in. Really good weather. But first, Drew Brees. He's correct. It is, in fact, New Orleans, Louisiana. Corey Johnson with you. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. 2 big hours coming your way on radio. Oh, so fine, 93.9 FM. 2 FM stations where you can check us out. Oh, so fine, 93.9. And New Orleans' own 107.9 FM. So always 2 ways to check us out. 4 o'clock weekdays, we do it for 2 big hours on radio. And we do it for 2 big hours on television. That's right. If you're checking us out on Cox Channel 4 or Spectrum Channel 333, all over South Louisiana. We're rolling till 6 o'clock, 2 big hours on television now. It used to be just the first 90 minutes of the 2-hour program. Now you get both hours. 4 to 6 o'clock on TV. And yeah, we're on social media. You can check us out on X right now on your phone, your tablet, pad, computer, wherever you're checking out X, Twitter. Follow me at Corey Johnson. Corey spelled K-A-A-R-E. Johnson spelled the regular way. At Corey Johnson on Twitter, on X. Also on YouTube, click to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It doesn't cost anything to do that. The Neutral Ground with Corey Johnson. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. 70, 71 degrees and sunny. Just a great day. I mean, I'd say there's not a cloud in the sky, but I think because we had that little rain and cold front come through, it's blue skies, but it's not like dark blue skies. The sky's a little hazy. It's not hazy like down here on Earth. So that sky is blue, pretty cloudless, but there's like a light haze in the sky if you want to get really specific. 70, 71 degrees and sunny, gorgeous afternoon. Get outside, enjoy it. It's like air conditioning outside. Shorts and a t-shirt, long sleeve, whatever you want. Tomorrow, Sunday, looks great. Looks like the same thing, which is great because what you got tomorrow, the Italian-Irish parade in the Old Irish Channel Garden District. Kind of do a big loop, as I recall, like Jackson Avenue to St. Charles, up like Louisiana to Magazine, back over to the Garden District kind of thing towards the Irish Channel. That's tomorrow. Sunday, Metairie Road, St. Patrick's Day Parade. Go catch yourself some cabbage. Doing it right there in Old Metairie. Holy Cross College, Holy Cross University on the Best Bank. They're having that crawfish cook-off. You get like 40, 50 people that like to boil crawfish. Think they do a good job of boiling crawfish. Want people to enjoy their crawfish and maybe win a prize. And it's all you can eat. Holy Cross on the West Bank. Super Sunday going down in Central City. It's the city of New Orleans. We like to party. We like to party like it's 1999. I'm Apollonia. Joining me in a few minutes will be Sheila E. Anyway, no, we do like to party in New Orleans. There's no doubt about that. We likes to party. And it's Friday, and it's the weekend, and it's a glorious weather weekend, and there's a whole lot of good stuff going on. Cold front rolling on Monday. We'll get a little bit of rain. And then like Tuesday morning, like 41 degrees. Wednesday morning, like 47. That's on the South Shore. Might get a little closer to freezing on the North Shore Tuesday morning. And then next weekend looks fantastic again, like this weekend. Sunny, clear, bright, and nice. Fletcher Mackel's going to join us in about 5 minutes. 7 minutes. The Saints have been ridiculously active in free agency, like as aggressive as I've ever seen them. Like really proactive, targeting people early, going after them and getting them, not going after scraps or sort of secondary type players, getting primary type players, starters, star type players. Guys, you plug and play. You just put them in and start right away. Offensive line getting shored up. Punter, tight end, linebacker, running back. I mean, you got some confidence with Shuck at quarterback. Get that defense playing a little bit. No, in the NFC South, Saints could be a contender in that division next year. Fletcher will fill us in on that. Cam Jordan, anyone knocking on his door. Demario Davis heading to the Jets. What's up with Taysom Hill and Alvin Kamara? Hill's a free agent. Kamara, there's trade talk, all kind of rumors. Is it going to be, Etienne and Alvin Kamara, like a dynamic duo? Or is it going to be, hey, brought in Etienne to get rid of Alvin Kamara? Fridays with Fletch in just a few minutes. Scott Craig will join us. Couple of yats chopping it up. That's in about 15, 20 minutes. Find out what's cooking at Katie's on this Lenten Friday. Lots of goodies there. It's Seafood Friday at Scott's other joint, Francesca, the deli on Harrison Avenue in between Canal Boulevard and West End. Yes, Scott Craig's going to join us in just a little while. Hey, speaking of Canal Boulevard, Harrison Avenue, Lakeview, the steak knife is a great place for Lent. I know you're like, Corey, are you really pushing the steak knife? I mean, steak is in the name, for crying out loud. Are you pushing that as a great place to go for Lent? Yep. Because I checked out their menu thoroughly. About 40 items are on the menu. About 32 or 33 of them are Lenten ready. Easier to tell you which ones aren't ready for Lent. Now, I love Jesus and I'm a Catholic, but I eat meat. So if I went to the steak knife tonight, I'll probably get like the prime New York strip. But if you're, obeying Lent, you're practicing Catholic, start off with onion rings and the crab meat au gratin, maybe the shrimp remoulade, some flash fried oysters, or the Des Allemands catfish seasoned in corn flour, crispy. Get a cup of the seafood gumbo. Any one of the 5 salads, Lenten ready. Avocado with jumbo lump crab meat. Are you kidding me? And that creamy Italian dressing at the steak knife, that homemade creamy Italian dressing is one of the best salad dressings in the city. Just so damn good. The Gulf fish Robert, probably speckled trout, maybe puppy drum, full of jumbo lump crab meat on top. Shrimp bordelaise. 13 sides, all Lenten ready. Yeah, Friday night Lent at the steak knife in Lakeview. Friday night Lent tonight, Lenten ready. 32, 33 out of roughly 40 items on the menu, Lent friendly at the steak knife. What a great place. One of New Orleans' best. There's a reason the Roth family's been at it. The steak knife right there on Harrison. They were across the street from where they were originally, then moved across the street. They've been on that corner for 55 years. 55 years. The steak knife in Lakeview. A lot of you folks know about it. Maybe you haven't been in a decade or two. It's been 15 years, Corey. It's been 20 years. Get back to the steak knife. Maybe you've never been, but you've heard of it. The steak knife on Harrison Avenue in between Canal Boulevard and City Park. Check it out tonight. Check it out tomorrow night. Tuesday through Saturday night for dinner. No lunch ever. Tuesday through Saturday night for dinner, the steak knife. They got a great bar scene in there too. Friday, Saturday night. That bar is always hopping. Michael Hecht's going to join us in the 5 o'clock power hour from Greater New Orleans Inc. Talk about the legislative session. We're going to get something out of this. Sewage and Water Board, Esplanade Mall, $1 billion plant in St. Charles Parish. Michael Hecht in the 5 o'clock powwow, about 1 hour away. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. That segment's always brought to you by Latrim, the global manufacturing giant. All Latrim does is grow. That's all they do. They keep expanding around New Orleans, around the region, around the country, around the world. They're on every continent. Latrim is a global manufacturing giant, a private New Orleans-owned, operated company right there in Elmwood, and they're looking for you. Looking for a new job, looking for a new career. Go to Latrim.com for a full listing of positions available. Latrim spelled L-A-I-T-R-A-M, Latrim.com. What are you waiting for? You've been hearing me talk about these guys for years. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, no cool spots. TM-AC.com, no cool spots.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Outdoor dining, Middle Eastern cuisine, under the oak trees, Lebanon's Cafe, some of the city's finest lamb chops and shish kebab, Carrollton at Jeanette by the streetcar barn, Lebanon's Cafe.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSAgency.com.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Looking for a great steak tonight? The Steak Knife in Lakeview, serving only USDA prime beef. Open Tuesday through Saturday night. The Steak Knife since 1971 on Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on magazine, as unique as you.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
Hey, if you need a fence or an automatic gate anywhere in Metro New Orleans, East Bank, West Bank, North Shore River parishes, you got to call the fence man. For all your backyard residential or commercial fencing needs, you got to see the fence man. Thefenceman-neworleans.com. Thefenceman-neworleans.com. It's a little after 4:20 on a Friday. Another edition of Fridays with Fletch. What up, Fletch?
Not a lot, Corey. What's happening? Gorgeous, gorgeous Friday in New Orleans today. I mean, just unbelievable. Like, weather, vibe in the city is great right now. I was just at New Orleans. They have New Orleans Entrepreneur Week at Loyola University. Right across the street, you've got this Tulane Book Fest, the International Book Festival. Just great stuff uptown, besides the broken water main and great weather.
You going to get on the electric bike or what?
I don't have time. And let me say this. I got back from Milan, and the electric bike has a flat. And so I hate to say this. I don't have like a real pump. So I got to get it to the gas station down the street. And I've just been too lazy to kind of walk it or lift it or carry it down that way.
All right, Fletch, you might be being lazy. The New Orleans Saints aren't. They're not aggressive in free agency usually. You could argue this is as aggressive as they've ever been in free agency. What do you think?
Let me follow that up. 110%. Look, you've worked in this market longer than me. I started working at WDSU in 2002. So the first off season that I covered the Saints was 2003. They have never. The only day that I can remember they went this big, was in 2014, and it was an awful decision, and it didn't work out. The day one of free agency in 2014, they gave Jarris Byrd the biggest deal in NFL history for a safety. That was the year Sean Payton came back in 2013, and everybody thought, Peyton's back. The Saints are in their prime. They just won the Super Bowl a few years ago. They went and signed Jarris Byrd, day one of free agency, richest deal in NFL history for a safety, and he was a disaster here, and it was awful. But besides that one day, you're right. The Saints are always like tier B, tier 2 free agent spenders because the way they manage their books, they always are in quote unquote salary cap jail. So to see them come out in the first 48 hours and land 5 key players at key positions was pretty instrumental.
I mean, it might be like 4 of the 5 are starters right away, like plug and play from running back to offensive line. I was shocked how aggressive they got. Fill us in on who they got and where they play.
Yeah, so David Edwards is, let's go money. David Edwards got the most money. He got $60+ million. He's an offensive guard. I was at the press conference yesterday. He's super impressive, and he's a winner. He started his career with the Rams. He was on that team when they won a Super Bowl. He goes to Buffalo. He's been blocking for the league MVP 2 seasons ago, Josh Allen, on a team that's a Super Bowl caliber team every year. Last year, he didn't have one holding call. So he was maybe the best interior offensive lineman available, and the Saints go and get him, and he wants to come here because he says Kellen Moore's taking a team to the Super Bowl, the Eagles, as the offensive coordinator. He likes Tyler Shuck. He likes what they're doing here. A year ago at this time, you wouldn't have been able to get somebody like that. Now you can. So he was probably the headliner, even though his position isn't sexy as an offensive guard. I've been calling him Travis Etienne, but today he corrected everybody and said that it's Travis Etienne because you pronounce it more of a Cajun way since he's from Jennings. So he got introduced today and says it's Travis Etienne because that's how his family has always said it. And look, he's from Jennings. Clemson and Jacksonville's coming off a 1,000-yard season. That's a massive move for the Saints in their ground game, which has been kind of stuck in neutral the last few years. They added a punter. They added a backup tight end. Then the other big key that you get is Caden Ellis. Demario Davis leaves. He's been the heart and soul of your defense. And you go get Caden Ellis, who was the guy that Demario Davis mentored, who then leaves for Atlanta, has 3 huge seasons in Atlanta. People got to remember, this is a guy that was a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year during the 2024 season. He had 151 tackles. He never misses a game, and now he's coming back to New Orleans in the prime of his career to probably lead that Brandon Staley defense. So those 3, nothing against the punter, because he's a local kid from Tulane, and the Saints needed an upgrade because ever since they cut Thomas Morstead foolishly, they've been searching for a punter. And in Noah Fant, the backup tight end, they have a starting tight end, Juwan Johnson, but the backup tight end is fine. But those 3 are real headliners. Edwards, ATN, and Caden Ellis are potential foundation pillar type players for this new chapter of New Orleans Saints football.
Yeah, plug and play starters, guys. They're going to start day one, improve the team right away. All right, I want everybody to keep their shirts on, but with those moves, with Shuck at quarterback, with the state of the NFC South, the Saints are like division contenders.
No doubt. Not just division consent. Look, here's the thing. This is the great thing about the NFL, which makes it far superior than any other sports entertainment product, which means it's just great. It's the parity that the NFL has created and the competitiveness is what makes it awesome. Look, the New England Patriots a year ago at this time won 4 games. They hired a new coach. They have a young quarterback that they built around, and they're in the Super Bowl this year. The Seattle Seahawks had missed the playoffs for several straight years. They jettison one quarterback, sign another one, bring in a new offensive coordinator, and they're in the Super Bowl. Look, I'm not saying the Saints are going to the Super Bowl, but the Saints, I think, are one of the favorites to win the NFC South, which is a wide open division. And once you get into the playoffs, who knows? And I'm not trying to just be overly optimistic and see the world through rose-colored glasses because the Saints made some nice moves this week. They had a good draft last year. They think they have a franchise quarterback. They've made nice additions in free agency. The NFC South is wide open. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have hit their ceiling. I like Baker Mayfield. I like Todd Bowles. They're a 9 or 10 win team. That's what they are. They are no better than that. They're not a 14-win team. Carolina, I think, is better, but I still don't think they're great. The Falcons are in disarray right now, although I do think their coach is good, and I think Tua could surprise some people. But there's no reason to believe that the Saints cannot go from 6-10 or whatever it was, or 6-11 to the playoffs and winning this division. Absolutely, positively, that should be the expectation.
Demario Davis out, Caden Ellis in, Etienne, whatever, in. Alvin Kamara's status?
I feel like he's out. I mean, and here's the reason why. Sean Payton was a big talker and a big personality, and he could cover or kind of change the narrative in the blink of an eye. So sometimes you'd find things out, and he was not misleading us, but he was kind of selling something that may not be what was reality, so to say. Kind of covering for what the organization may be doing as a smokescreen. Kellen Moore is genuinely himself. He's a wholesome guy, lying and covering and kind of word vomiting, so to say, to get people off the scent is not what he does. Last year when he was introduced, he kind of gave a real ho-hum answer about Derek Carr. And guess what? Derek Carr ended up retiring. Yesterday, Kellen Moore was asked about Alvin Kamara's future now that they've signed Travis Etienne, and it didn't sound great. It sounded like a coach who knows, I don't want to say Alvin's under contract. Alvin's an institution here. Alvin and Travis are going to be great together. Because he could have easily said that, and it would have been an easy answer. Instead, he kind of gave some very cryptic mumbling, like we're a few days into this. We got to figure out the roster, because I think he's genuinely a good person who doesn't like to lie or mislead people, and he knows, I think, the end is probably near in the Saints uniform for Alvin Kamara.
Taysom Hill, it's just sort of, is he going to retire or not kind of thing?
Yeah, I'll say this. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't retire. I love Taysom. I think he makes his full-time home in Utah. He grew up equal distance between Seattle and Denver. Sean's in Denver. Seattle just won a Super Bowl with Clint Kubiak. If he wants to play again, he could probably get a one-year deal from one of those teams and be much closer to his wife and 2 young children. But I think retirement or Seattle, Denver for Taysom.
Anyone knocking on Cam Jordan's door?
I don't think so right now. I'm not saying they aren't, but I think all offers for him are going to be equal. And if that's the case, I think the Saints are probably, and they should. He's a different 15 years. He's one of the greatest players in franchise history. He's on the Mount Rushmore of Saints. They should bring him back. If they can get him at a one-year deal and he's happy with it, Cam should be back.
What do you think happens now? They're pretty much done with free agency, or there could be another surprise player brought in?
I think they're done with splash moves. I think that they've spent a lot of their capital, and so I don't think you're going to see some, whoa, wow, another mega move for the Saints. But I could see like a receiver. I could see like another defensive lineman, especially if Cam's not back at edge. But I don't think it's going to be anything that makes you go, holy cow, like it was when you give an offensive lineman $60+ million, or you give Travis Etienne a big deal that gives him $12 million on average salary, or Caden Ellis to be kind of a catalyst for your defense. I think they'll make moves, but I think this will be the kind of the tier 2, tier 3 moves that you see.
Shifting gears, and we don't have much time left. Will Wade returning to Baton Rouge?
I don't think so. I mean, I'd love it. I think it'd be a great story, but I don't think so. And again, I don't think so. And I don't think he'd leave NC State for it, to be honest with you. I think LSU's commitment is clear. It's football, 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 and more football. I don't know if he'd leave to come back to a basketball program that may not be treated the same way in the world of NIL as football is.
All right, got about 30 seconds. I got not one, but 2 unfair questions. Will Borrego be coaching the Pelicans next season, and will Zion Williamson be on the team?
You know, I come on your show and I say I don't think so to either of those. My tune is going to shift a little bit. I have heard this week that, you know, Borrego has done such a good job that there's a lot of goodwill towards keeping him as the coach, and same for Zion. So I went from saying no to both of those things to now more than maybe and possibly yes.
I don't mind the Borrego staying thing, but if you could get something of value for Zion, I would 86 him quickly just because of the history. Not, hey, he's finally settled in year 7. Anyway, Fletch, will check you out over the weekend.
All right, Card, thank you.
That's Fletcher Mackel, Fridays with Fletch, Channel 6, WDSU sports director, sports reporter, sports blogger, sports anchor. Does a lot of sports, even some hurricane
If you're observing
coverage.
Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The steak knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We're doing all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralocks, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralocks technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralocks is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Yeah, you right. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson back at you. Coming up in the 5 o'clock powwow, Michael Hecht will join us from Greater New Orleans Inc. We got a slew of topics. Legislative session, the Sewage and Water Board, the Esplanade Mall, $1 billion plant upriver in St. Charles Parish. Lots of goodies with Michael Hecht. Just visited with Fletcher Mackel, Fridays with Fletch. Saints free agency. I've never seen him attack it like this. He said the same thing. All of a sudden, they could be a contender in the NFC South because they're improved and the NFC South is weak. So it's wide open. It is a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Gorgeous day, like 70 degrees, sunny. Get outside and enjoy it. Every day, this program on radio, television, and social media brought to you by the Lamarck Automotive Complex. Home of Lamarck Ford for over 45 years, home of the #1 Lincoln dealership in the state. And don't forget about Lamarck Crescent City Ford in Elmwood for over 80 years, Crescent City Ford. Lamarck Crescent City Ford, your commercial truck, van, SUV dealer. Scott Craig joins us live from Katie's from Francesca Deli. Yeah, that's Scott Craig. What up, bro?
Doing great, buddy. How are you?
Doing great, Scott. Same old stuff. SOS. Yeah. A Lenten Friday. Lots of Lenten specials at Katie's. Katie's is Lent ready year round. You always have a lot of seafood, but you jack it up, take it up to an entirely different level during Lent.
We do. I make sure we have options of fresh fish. Like tonight, I've got redfish, which I always have. I get redfish every day. And I've got sea bass, fresh sea bass. We've got some jumbo soft shells. Don't ask me where he got him, because my normal guy that goes and picks them up in Lafitte and brings them here. They're alive and kicking, but I know they're out of season. They're probably frozen, but they're still good. I really don't like serving anything frozen unless I absolutely have to. So, and we've got speckled trout.
Yummy.
Tonight. And we've got a fabulous fried seafood, grilled seafood, seafood pizzas, and seafood pastas. And I really believe in taking advantage of the bounty that we have here. And we do that a lot at Katie's. Katie's it's so much fun right now, man. It's busy. Everybody's coming out. Everybody's enjoying it. There's lots of folks in town. I met a young lady last night with her family at Katie's. They were eating on the patio. And, I try to walk around and talk to every table and make sure everything's okay. Well, I started chatting with these people, and they were from Nashville. And I said, wow, what New Orleans could be if it could only be like Nashville. And I was just saying, we have a chance now with a new mayor that could potentially bring us into another level, to another level. And they were like, yeah. And so the mom, very proud of her daughter, which was great, introduces me to her. Her name is Caitlin Croker. And she is a country music singer who has, at a very early age, opened up for some major acts in Vegas, in Nashville. And she sent me some of her music. Let me tell you something. It's Caitlin Coker, I'm sorry. Let me tell you what a beautiful voice this young lady has. And I'm telling you, I think I met a budding star last night. And it was just, her music's beautiful. I'll send some to you, Corey. It's just beautiful country music. And
They were smart coming in from Nashville, checking out authentic New Orleans at Katie's,
right,
getting some good food, taking advantage of the weather and eating on the patio. That's what folks should be doing tonight, getting lots of good seafood at Katie's and doing it outside on the patio with this fantastic weather. You boiled crawfish yesterday on Thursday, right?
Yeah, we were packed. We got a little overwhelmed yesterday. We didn't have enough crawfish because we haven't ever been busy like that. And so it looks like it's taking off. We actually called Sid's and had him deliver more crawfish. So we were able to get them out, but some of the crawfish getting to the tables were late because we ran out. But we told them when they got there that we were still cooking some. So this week we're buying another boiler, and we will have more crawfish. You learn from your mistakes. But
and crawfish.
You never know in this business, Corey. It's just you never know in this business. You never know.
No,
if you're
right.
Get.
No, exactly. You
You
could
have
be
to be
slammed
prepared
tonight.
all
You could
the
be
time.
empty tonight. It's crazy.
Like
Crawfish nights exclusively on Thursday, 4 o'clock.
exclusively on Thursday, but then on Fridays we were too busy to make it today. I didn't have time, but I make bisque, and we will have crawfish bisque tomorrow. So during crawfish season, we will always have crawfish bisque on the weekends. And, pretty much during the week. I mean, we had bisque into Tuesday last week, so this week.
The traditional with like the stuffed heads in there and everything.
Oh, yeah. Nobody does that anymore. And it's delicious. I've got a great recipe that, from my family that I've used for years. And, we stuff the heads, and it's just really good. And it was popular, so we're doing it again.
Over at Francesca Deli in Lakeview, you guys have those huge half tray seafood platter, full tray seafood platter. And when we talk about the tray, like when you're in a buffet line, that big silver platter, it's that type of thing, right?
Yes, it's a steam pan full of seafood.
Wow.
For $74 or something.
And feed somewhere between like 6 and 10 people.
Yeah. It depends on how much you eat, but at least 6 to 8.
And what's on that Francesca seafood platter?
It's shrimp, oysters, catfish, crab cakes, which are like little stuffed crabs, and hush puppies, brips, and all the sides that go with it. Coleslaw. It's really good. Really good deal. And we sell a lot of them. We're calling it the Our Lady of Francesca Seafood Fridays, because if you go to the churches, you see the lines and lines of people buying fried fish. Here you get all of the seafood. You can feed your whole family.
What other Lenten specials you got going at Francesca Deli, Scott?
Well, I mean, we've always got grouper. We've got beautiful fresh grouper sandwiches, or you can get a grouper platter. We've always got fresh catfish. It's not frozen. We get fresh catfish. Sometimes we'll do some redfish, but we try to stick to being a deli, and we already have pizza, but we do salads and amazing sandwiches. So, I mean, you can get a shrimp po' boy or oyster po' boy, whatever you want for Lent. Our club sandwich is like nothing you've ever had. It's incredible. And, it's just a lot of fun. I wish I could work there every day. I wish I could just be there. I'm all over the place, man.
Scott Craig's with us. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria, Harrison Avenue, in between Canal Boulevard and West End. Katie's in Mid-City with the patio, outdoor dining tonight at Katie's. Both places very Lent-friendly on a Friday. Hey, Scott, have you ever seen the Saints this aggressive in free agency?
No, and that's where I wanted to talk about the real subject right now. I'm really excited about the Saints. I love what they're doing. I think they locked Mickey in a closet and said, go for it. And more is I love what they're doing. Getting ATN was a coup. He's always wanted to play for the Saints. He's excited about being here. You can hear it when he talks. He says, we, he's already a Saint, and he's excited about it. I love that they got Caden Ellis back. Caden actually signed our board at the deli. We've got, the old pull board bakery board that's in the deli.
Yep.
I have athletes and, popular people that come in and autograph it for me, and Caden's on there. So I'm really happy to have him back. We should have never let it go. We should have never let Zach Bond go, because when, not to be negative, but they figured out how to use Zach Bond after 3 years. The last 6 games of that season, when they drafted him as a pass rusher and never used him as a pass rusher. So they started using him as a pass rusher, and then they let him go in free agency, and look what he's done. But it's great to have Ellis back. The new tight end, Noah Fant, is somebody they tried to get last year. He's a really good tight end. They've shored up the offensive line. We don't have to count on Ruiz anymore, even though they gave him a contract. But I think that was out of desperation. But I just like what they're doing, man. And now they can focus on getting a wide receiver or a cornerback, because they do need to get a corner.
Yeah. No, they got a lot more flexibility with that 8th overall pick in the draft.
Yeah, but the question is, what if Love is still there?
Yeah, I mean, there will be 3 running backs as good as him that'll be drafted in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round. We just don't know who they are. Alvin Kamara.
They're not as good as Love.
Look at Alvin Kamara. He's picked, in the 3rd or 4th round. There's running backs you can get late in the draft that are going to be all-stars.
This guy's the real deal as a running back. It's one of the very, very rare times you would take a running back that high.
If you draft him, then Alvin Kamara's out. It's like a 50-50's out right now with Etienne coming in.
Well, no, they'll be able to use him more in the passing game. He's lined up at receiver before when Breeze was here, and did very well at it, because he's so fast and he's so elusive. But I mean, you can use Kamara a million different ways. I think it is the end of Taysom Hill. unfortunately.
It may
Another
be the
captain.
end of Taysom Hill, or he may just go play 1 year in Denver or something like that. But yeah, I think the end is pretty
Denver
close.
and losing the playoffs again. Peyton always gags.
Oh boy, Cam Jordan. No one's really knocking
Yeah.
on his door. At least we don't hear anything. So hopefully he returns to the Saints on a good deal, just because he's a great player off the bench, even at his age, and a great locker room presence.
I didn't understand Davis. You know, they're taking an $18 million cap hit. And I mean, I guess they didn't want to pay him $11 million a year, but I think he's worth $11 million.
No, the Jets are paying DeMario Davis $15 million guaranteed. Now, I mean, his deal would be like a 1 year deal, like $3 million with chance to make another 5 or 6 in incentives. And I think he's just like, no shot. And I think the Jets are a little more desperate. Went for it.
I think they offered him none.
Hey, Scott, hang on a second. Coming right back. More with Scott
The
Craig.
Lamarck Automotive Collision Center. It's open now. We fix cars and trucks. We do all makes and models. And it doesn't have to be a Ford or a Lincoln. It could be whatever you're driving. 32,000 square feet under roof. Now open at 3101 Williams Boulevard. It's all about you, the customer, getting the most for your dollar. I would say the most perfect collision center anywhere. The Lamarck Automotive Collision Center, 3101 Williams Boulevard. Go check it out.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes are magazine, as unique as you.
When USA Today ranked the 10 best must-visit New Orleans restaurants for travelers, Mid-City's own Katie's made the list. USA Today says Scott Craig is chef-owner at Katie's, a much-loved Creole Italian eatery that draws armies of regulars for lunch, brunch, and dinner. A neighborhood spot where locals congregate and New Orleans-style hospitality rules. Indeed it does. Katie's in Mid-City.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the Fence Man.
TheFenceMan-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the Fence Man.
Young's Dry Cleaning, with 2 walk-up locations with personal service. Young's on Claiborne and Young's on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview. Young's Dry Cleaning. Call 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again, ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
Coming up in the 5 o'clock powwow, about 20 minutes away or so, Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. on a slew of topics. Hey, they're a New Orleans institution since 1940. 86 years of excellence. That's how brothers Dale and Don approach it at Young's Dry Cleaning. Tired of your dry cleaner? Simply want to experience the best dry cleaner in Metro New Orleans? youngsdrycleaning.com. youngsdrycleaning.com. It is a Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Outstanding weather, 70 degrees and sunny. Tomorrow and Sunday look great. Monday, we get a little rain, a little cold front. Tuesday morning, it's going to be like 41. Wednesday morning, like 47. Colder on the North Shore, obviously. Next weekend looks great too. But this weekend first, you got the Italian-Irish parade tomorrow and kind of Uptown Irish Channel, Garden District. Sunday, the Metairie Road St. Patrick's Day parade. Holy Cross College on the West Banks having their crawfish cook-off. Super Sunday in Central City. Lent continues. Hey, Scott, before we head towards the top of the 5 o'clock hour, Fridays at Katie's during Lent, a fantastic experience. And with this weather, dine outside on the patio, right?
Yeah, man. Our crawfish day yesterday was so much fun. And it's just such a great atmosphere. I mean, we work hard and hire the right people. Everybody's so happy. It's a really fun place, y'all. I mean, if you haven't been to Katie's, you got to get there because it's just a great New Orleans experience. Proud of it.
Wednesday night steak night. During Lent, you'll substitute a great Gulf fish for the steak, and it's like a 5-course meal, and you get wine and a cocktail with it too. Thursday, you were just mentioning the crawfish, fresh boiled crawfish at Katie's every Thursday. When's the first pot come out? About 4 p.m.?
Yeah, something like that.
Listen to you. You sound like you're at the Maple Leaf on Oak Street. Yeah, the show starts at 10, something like that.
Yeah, it says 5, but Marcus is out there cooking early, and I promise you this week we will have a batch ready to go. A bunch of batches ready to go. So
and then you got
we don't want to do that again.
Brunch over the weekend at Katie's. Lots of good seafood specialties all weekend long at both Katie's and Francesca.
Yep. Come see us, guys. And looks like the Pelicans are playing better.
Yeah, I was talking to Fletch about that. He thinks Borrego will probably be retained, and he thinks they're going to stick with Zion Williamson too.
Yeah, but I love Borrego. I want him to be retained. I know we haven't seen it in the win column, but I really like Borrego. And that's who, Griff wanted to get rid of Willie Green years ago. And he wanted to put Borrego in as the head coach. He wanted to do a lot of things that they wouldn't let him do, and he ended up getting fired. So I just, hope that Dumars somehow figures out a way to make up for this mistake he made, giving up what's potentially a top 3 pick for a good player. I mean, he's a good player. He's not top 5.
I would, keep Borrego, but I would trade Zion Williamson, as soon as you can, especially if you can get anything of value, and never look back. It's about 7 years, and, finally he's playing, and it's like, all right, that's when you want him. It's like chances are better than not that he'll get injured again and not be playing. It's, so.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Yeah, he's been disappointment, to say the least. But he's not. Griff didn't even want to draft him. I mean, it's like, but he is what he is, and he's what we got.
Yep. We'll see.
Hopefully.
All right.
I need him to win 31 games. I need him to win 9 more games.
Where are they? Yeah, I was going to say they're about 22
5,
wins, something like that. Yep.
If they go 9-6, I'll be very, very happy with them.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would like them to get over 30 at this point. That would be an incredible finish to the season. Hey, Scott, always a pleasure. Happy Friday during Lent at both Katie's and Francesca.
Thanks, Corey. Later.
That's Scott Craig. Go check out Katie's. Eat outside. Get some great seafood. Dine in the patio. Head to Francesca Deli. Get one of those seafood platters. It's insane. It's huge. It feeds a ton of people. You end up it's like $6, $7, $8 a head, and everybody's happy. Yeah, Katie's and Francesca Deli. 5 o'clock power hour coming your way momentarily. Michael Hecht's going to join us with a slew of topics. The legislative session in Baton Rouge, he's always on top of that. Hopefully there's some legislation that's going to benefit the state, benefit the economy, benefit us, the citizens. Talk about the Sewage and Water Board. I almost think this problem, another water main breaking yesterday right by Tulane, Willow and Audubon, about a mile away from those two breaks at Panola and Carrollton, about a month apart. Like 6 water breaks in the metro and in the last 6 weeks or so, 5 of them in Uptown. Now, this is like Flint, Michigan with the lead pipes. Too big for Flint, too big for the state of Michigan, need federal help. The Sewage and Water Board, New Orleans, a 300-year-old city. A lot of those pipes, like in Uptown, 100 years old. That's why they're all breaking all at the same time, way past their life expectancy. Now just finally breaking down completely. No, it's too big for New Orleans. It's too big for the state of Louisiana. We need federal help. Talk to Michael about that. The Esplanade Mall site. One of the council people on the Jefferson Parish Council talking about buying that site, tearing it down, and getting a developer to come in. And I think that's a great idea as long as you don't market the site, which I believe is like 70 plus acres. 70 plus acres in Kenner. You don't market the site like New Orleans marketed Six Flags. You get a national crew to come in and ideally bring in like an IKEA, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's. Are you kidding me? Those two next to each other? Be ridiculous what it would do. It transform Kenner. $1 billion plant, $1.5 billion plant almost in St. Charles Parish. We'll talk to Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans Inc. on all of that stuff. Hey, do you need a great pair of sunglasses? Get to Art and Eyes on Magazine. If you wear prescription glasses, don't go get the prescription filled and buy those glasses at the mall or some chain store nationwide. Go to someplace unique, someplace you'd find like maybe in Los Angeles or San Francisco or New York. Art and Eyes on Magazine. Over 4,000 high-quality frames, all different price points to choose from. If you need a great pair of sunglasses, we're approaching summer, or you need a great pair of prescription eyewear, Art and Eyes on Magazine. Google them. They're open tomorrow. They're open late tonight, open tomorrow, open on Sunday. Google Art and Eyes on Magazine. The 5 o'clock powwow on a Fantasy Friday next.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 5 p.m.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com. My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Isn't it time to have that dream backyard you've always wanted? LGD Lawn and Landscapes can make it happen with artificial turf installation. Synthetic turf gives you the look and feel of natural grass. You get a beautiful lawn without the ongoing expenses of maintenance and no puddles, meaning you won't be tracking grass or dirt into the house. Let LGD come to your house and give you a free estimate. NOLALGD.com.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers. Uses only the highest quality materials and products.
Cause I'm the fence man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live. We live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love. More. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Wow, yesterday I picked up a pint of that Super Witch ice cream. The pickup location, Jefferson Highway at Edwards Avenue in Elmwood at that strip mall. This is New Orleans, and Super Witch is a New Orleans-made ice cream. I had Briggs Barrios on the program earlier in the week on Monday. Every Wednesday, they'll notify you via text, via Instagram. Hey, we're about to drop the flavors of the week. It's like 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 flavors. You go online, you pick your favorite flavor or flavors, you order them, you pay for them on Wednesday, and they sell out. Might be a couple of thousand pints they make, and they sell out. And then on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday morning, there are these like 2-3 hour windows where you can go pick up your ice cream. And I did it for the first time, picked up the Super Witch ice cream over there at their little facility in the strip mall on Jefferson Highway at Edwards. Some people are picking up their order today. Some are picking it up on Saturday. They'll do it again next week. Same deal. Really, really good ice cream. Super rich, super creamy, super flavorful, just fantastic. Super high-end, super high quality. Excellent ice cream. An 11 on a 1 to 10 scale. Briggs Barrios knows what he's doing with ice cream. If you want an example of it in soft serve fashion, not the ice cream that he sells by the pints, but soft serve, which is a little different, there is a Super Witch location. It's at the El Supremo Pizza joint right off Metairie Road, Fossis at Pink. This isn't a sponsor to the show. It's not an advertiser. I'm just telling you, I got some. It was great. And the Super Witch soft serve is really good. You get it in a cone. Or I get in this little rectangular container with a chocolate chip cookie with a fresh baked homemade chocolate chip cookie that's still warm and fantastic. So you got this warm, fresh baked chocolate chip cookie, some of the cold soft serve Super Witch ice cream. Really, really good stuff. I mean, I could have eaten the whole pint of that Oreo flavor I got last night. Could have knocked out the entire pint. I knocked out about half that pint. A good 2 scoops worth for sure. Really, really good. Super Wits. That guy's got a winning product. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Ding, ding, ding. We blow that 5 o'clock whistle. Appropriately brought to you by Katie's. What's the 5 o'clock whistle? It's simple. Just representing right now, this very moment, a little bit after 5 p.m. on a Friday in the city of New Orleans, coupled with this weather and all the events we got going on this weekend. Fantastic, as good as it gets. One of the best places to be in the world. And a little bit after 5 o'clock anywhere. I could be in Des Moines, Iowa. I'd be like, let's recognize this moment. Smell the roses. Because in about 10 or 15 minutes, it'll be Monday morning. You know how quick the weekend blows by. Super fast. But it's Friday, a little after 5. So the work week for most of us done, in the books, history. And the weekend, all of it, every bit of it's in front of us. So I like smelling the roses, putting a little spotlight on this very moment. That's why we blow the 5 o'clock whistle. Appropriately brought to you by Katie's in Mid-City. A great place to get dinner tonight. Sit out on the patio with this weather. It's Friday during Lent. So many great seafood items. As New Orleans as it gets, Katie's in Mid-City. Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc., about 20 minutes away. He'll join us right around 5:30. A lot of topics to discuss. The legislative session. Hopefully something good coming out of that for us, the citizens. The Sewage and Water Board. These water main breaks primarily in Uptown. Pipes that are over 100 years old. This is like Flint, Michigan with their lead pipes. Too big for Flint, too big for Michigan. They need federal assistance. That's the Sewage and Water Board with these water main breaks, an antiquated system. A lot of it over 100 years old. Now we need federal help. It's too big for New Orleans. It's too big for the state of Louisiana. We'll see what Michael Hecht thinks about that. The Esplanade Mall. A council person in Jefferson Parish wants to buy it, wants to raise it, demolish it, and get with the company that can seek out developers. A $1.4 billion plant, bringing about 120 jobs, paying almost $100,000 each to St. Charles Parish, to the Metro. That and more from Michael Hecht from Greater New Orleans, Inc., about 15, 20 minutes away. 70 degrees and sunny, and we've got more than 2 hours of sunlight left. It's a little after 5. This is Daylight Savings Week, the first week. We just sprung forward on Sunday. So we got daylight till about 7:20. Get outside, enjoy it. 2 more hours of daylight and blue skies and sunny and nice and 70 degrees. Tomorrow and Sunday look great. Fantastic weather weekend. Cold front Monday, some rain. 41 when we wake up on Tuesday. I'll take that. 47 when we wake up on Wednesday. Kohler on the North Shore. We need another little wintry blast. Summer's coming. It's inevitable. 2 seasons here. I always say it, summer and non-summer. We're in non-summer. The summer thing, it's coming. In about 6 weeks or so, it'll be here. 6-8 weeks for 6 months. Heat and humidity. So, yeah, I'll take 41 Tuesday morning and 47 Wednesday morning. This weekend, tomorrow, Sunday looks fantastic. Sunny and nice. Right now, you might be running air conditioning. Overnight, you might be running heat. Sometimes the system's not working at all. If you need air conditioning or heat help in Metro New Orleans, in Metro Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance. TM-AC.com. I'll make it quick. I don't want to learn about air conditioning. I want somebody I can unequivocally trust. That's Total Maintenance. Fair and honest Lucas and the boys. Incapable of screwing you around. Only doing a service, repair, or replacement that is absolutely necessary. That's refreshing. I want people I can trust because I don't want to learn about air conditioning. They've got over 30 techs, over 30 trucks. They know what they're doing. They'll diagnose it right away, and they come with a sense of urgency. Over 40 years, sterling reputation. If you need air conditioning or heat help in Metro New Orleans or Metro Baton Rouge, think Total Maintenance, tm-ac.com. tm-ac.com. A Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we've been running air conditioning, been running heat back and forth. Total Maintenance will take care of you. Yeah, tomorrow you got the Italian-Irish parade over there in Uptown, Garden District, Irish Channel. I think it goes from like the Irish Channel down Jackson to St. Charles, up Louisiana, down Magazine again, kind of a box, as I remember. I've done that parade before. Sunday, Metairie Road, Old Metairie. You got the St. Patrick's Day parade. Metairie Road, that's on Sunday. Go get yourself some cabbage. Holy Cross University on the West Bank. That crawfish cook-off. 30, 40 teams boiling crawfish. Pay one price, all you can eat crawfish. Start trying them, whichever one you like the best. Stick around that team and eat all the crawfish you can handle. That's at Holy Cross College, Holy Cross University on the West Bank. Super Sunday going down in Central City with this super weather. Just really a great vibe in the city right now. And with this weather, dine outside. Take advantage of restaurants that have outdoor dining. Could be Irene's in the French Quarter with their beautiful courtyard, or Bayona in the French Quarter with their beautiful courtyard. I mentioned Katie's in their courtyard. No, dine at places that have outdoor dining. Take advantage of that. Clancy's has tables outside. Lillette has tables outside. Make that reservation and eat outside if you can, because the weather's fantastic. It's off the charts. So nice. And it's going to be this way all weekend long. Get outside. Enjoy these events we have going on. Just enjoy the weather. Take a walk. Walk the dog. Do the landscaping job. Go play tennis. Go play golf. Go to the hunting camp, the fishing hole. Get outside. So nice. We're lucky because, like I said, in 6-8 weeks, it's going to be summer for 6 months till October. It's a coming. It's a coming. Hey, when you have a serious legal problem, you need serious results in a positive way. You need a serious attorney, a real lawyer. That's Kiefer and Kiefer. Nat Kiefer Sr. started the firm. His son, Nat Jr., joined the firm. Now, Nat Jr.'s daughter, Megan, a huge part of the firm. Kiefer and Kiefer, 3 generations strong, a New Orleans law firm for decades, committed to their clients. If you have a real legal issue and you need real legal results, KieferandKiefer.com. KieferandKiefer.com. Corey Johnson with you, fired up. It's Friday in New Orleans. Great food city, music city, party city. Great bar rooms. Get yourself a cocktail. Go listen to some live music. The Maple Leaf, Tipitina's, wherever. Chicky Wawa. No, it's New Orleans. This kind of weather, this kind of weekend, Super Sunday, Italian-Irish parade, St. Patrick's Day parade.
If you're observing
Metairie,
Lent,
tough
the
to beat.
Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots. Total maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spots.
it is. One of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Francesca Deli and Pizzeria has over 15 specialty sandwiches, a big 10-ounce burger, and some of the best pizza in New Orleans. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End.
The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
There's a Middle Eastern restaurant that's less than 5 minutes from where Causeway and River Road meet. Lebanon's Cafe. Convenient to Old Metairie and Old Jefferson. Carrollton at Jeanette on the streetcar line. Lebanon's Cafe.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
I think Gallagher's 527 will let you dine outside on their little patio right behind the bar. I've never eaten outside at Gallagher's, but I've seen people dining outside at Gallagher's. Tonight's a great night. Call in and get a reservation. Make sure they got room for you. Gallagher's 527 is what I'm talking about. The restaurant in Mandeville on the West Bank, 22 minutes from Lakeside Shopping Center door to door. There's no driving on the North Shore. You cross the causeway immediately on your right behind the Shell station, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. I've been talking about this restaurant a long time. Very Lent ready, plus lots of great things like prime New York strip sizzling in butter, lamb chop sizzling in butter, the mixed grill lamb chops, and Abita Springs quail. It's a special place. If I had a top 10 list of restaurants, it would be on it in the metro area. It's on my top 40. It would be in my top 10. Gallagher's 527 is that good. And I've said this before, I'll say this again. Two things will happen to you North Shore folks if you experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville for the first time. Two things are going to happen. One, you're going to go, Corey was right. This place isn't very good. It's fantastic. It's great. It's one of the city's best. We thoroughly enjoyed it. And two, you'll be going back regularly to the North Shore to eat and dine at Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. I discovered it a little under 2 years ago, and I've been about 25 times. I'm there like at worst every other week, 2 or 3 times a month, and I live on the South Shore. I don't know. I find the drive across the causeway soothing and easy. There are no entrances or exits. You stay over in the right lane, only use the left lane to pass. I put it on cruise control around 67 miles an hour. I make it across the bridge in about 22 minutes, 21 minutes. It's easy. It's easy. It's a joke. I knock out a phone call or two. I go with a date. I go with family or friends. I have no problem crossing the causeway. I have a toll tag because I do it so often. I was like, why pay $6 when I can pay $3.40? And more importantly than that, even, I swear, the money's great to save. Are you kidding me? Especially the number of times I go. It's hundreds of dollars a year I save. It's the speed of getting through the, toll tag lane only, not, cash and toll lane. Because that causeway toll taking gimmick can be painful. It could be like the slowest toll booth when you're paying cash in America. Some good things are coming. They're going to build a much more modern toll booth toll area on the North Shore. It's going to be, in between, I guess, as you approach the existing toll booth, it'll be in front of it, away from the lake, on the other side of the existing toll booth from the lake. And it'll be basically like this steel structure that you see on more modern highways with all cameras and sensors. And there'll be no physical person taking money. There'll be no physical person taking money. The existing toll booth that you know now with the 5 lanes, that thing will just be torn down. And then you'll have a wider space to work with. It might be like 7 or 8 lanes. And it'll be folks paying, I guess, cash, throwing cash into like a basket. And I would imagine that's a possibility. And maybe that doesn't even happen. Maybe it'll be cameras strictly taking your license plate and sending you a bill to your house. Or folks like me with a toll tag just blowing through there at 30, 40 miles an hour, not having to slow down so much and, catching the toll tag and paying, that way. So no, that's coming to the North Shore. But not to get off of path, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville is fantastic. I love it. You will too, and you'll be going often. Get there tonight, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. So Lent ready. And I know I mention this a lot, the crab meat St. Francis appetizer. It is one of the most delicious things I've ever eaten in my life. You have to get the crab meat St. Francis appetizer when you go to Gallagher's 527. It is exceptional. I find it very difficult that anyone will order that and go, it was just okay, Corey. It was just mediocre. I don't know why you are raving about it. The opposite. I think you're going to agree with me. One of the tastiest things you've ever eaten. Michael Hecht's going to join us about 5 minutes away on this Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Tremendous weather day. We're getting a rinse and repeat tomorrow, probably the same on Sunday. Blue skies, sunny, comfortable temperatures. Just really tough to beat. It's like 70 degrees right now. And tomorrow morning when you wake up, it'll be around 57, 58. Sunday morning around 62, 63. Saturday's high around 76. Sunday we might hit 80 degrees, but it's going to be sunny and nice. Right now it's 70 degrees, and like 43% humidity. Get outside already. And we still have a little less than 2 hours of daylight left. We're in that daylight savings mode. Daylight right now till about 7:15, 7:20. Almost 2 hours left. You can get outside and do something. Go take the dog for a walk. You remember him? He needs to be walked. No, I'm fired up when Michael Hecht joins us. That Esplanade Mall site, 70 plus acres, basically as an I-10 exit ramp leading to the property. That council person, Arita Bohannon, she's right. The parish needs to buy the Esplanade Mall site, tear it down, and make it marketable. That mall has been basically on a downward spiral for 20 years, for a couple of decades. Right now you have two things. Like a Dillard's outlet, like a Dillard's discount store, and a Target. And that's it. A big old 3-story Macy's just sitting empty, a former Macy's. The rest of them all just deteriorating. No, I don't know. Maybe Bass Pro Shops or IKEA or someone would be like, no. We'll keep the Macy's store. We'll gut it and even expand it, but we'll keep the basic big box store because it's giant. Tens of thousands of square feet, hundreds of thousands of square feet. And then maybe raise the rest of them all, maybe tear it all down. But could you imagine an IKEA furniture type store? And I've actually checked in with those people that know a lot about that. IKEA demands about 2 million people within 60 miles of the store. And that's why, like, an IKEA wouldn't work in New Orleans East. Because on the eastern side of New Orleans East, Gulfport, Biloxi doesn't have enough population. But on the western side of Kenner, you get in 60 miles, you'll touch Baton Rouge. And Baton Rouge has about 850, almost 900,000 in their metro. So you get the 900,000 in Baton Rouge, you get the 1.2 million in New Orleans. You're exceeding 2 million right there. Throw in Hammond, another, 100,000. Throw in Houma Thibodeau, a few 100,000 more. You're clearly over the 2 million threshold. So an IKEA furniture store would work at the Esplanade site, but not like at the Plaza site in the east, because Baton Rouge all of a sudden falls out of the equation. It's not within 60 miles of the store. So we'll talk to Michael Hecht about the Esplanade Mall. Yeah, tearing that down, buying it, tearing it down, and then having a national firm seek out tenants like a Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's, like an IKEA furniture. My God, transform Kenner. Those restaurants like up and down like West Esplanade, they might do a few million more each in business. Just that alone. Speaking of money, a $1.4 billion plant coming to St. Charles Parish. Michael Hecht will fill us in on that. We'll talk about sewage and water board and these water main breaks. It's crazy. And the legislative session. Michael Hecht, less than 5 minutes away. Hey, best quality, best price, best selection. You know I'm talking about Rouse's Market. Go online, rouses.com. In the upper right-hand corner of their website, click on newspaper specials, their weekly specials. There'll be a lot of things that you buy regularly. Stock up on them. Instead of getting one at a time, maybe get 3, 4 at a time because they're at a special price. There's an item I get at Rouse's that's $6.49, $6.29 actually. At another local grocery store, $9.99, like $10 instead of like $6.30, $6.40 at Rouse's. Sometimes that item, Rouse's has it 2 for $10. So I'm getting 2 for 1 compared to the other local grocery. Over 75 Rouse's, they have buying power. Great selection, great prices. And there's a Rouse's near you. Tough to beat. Fantasy Friday edition of the program. Corey Johnson with you. Yeah, you're right. Gorgeous weather. Get outside. Dine outside. Like at Lebanon's Cafe. Another good tip. Outdoor dining under the green awning, under the oak trees, right on the streetcar line. It's beautiful. Carrollton and Jeanette by the streetcar barn. Very Lent ready on a Friday. Get the shrimp shish kebab with baba ganoush or hummus, mujedra, tabbouleh, one of those great sides. Very Lent friendly at Lebanon's Cafe. Yeah, and take advantage of outdoor dining tonight at Lebanon's Cafe. Yeah, tomorrow, I think they start like at Old Redeemer at that church right there in the Irish Channel. The Italian-Irish parade. And I believe it goes down, like Magazine to Jackson. Jackson to St. Charles over to like Louisiana, up Louisiana, back to Magazine, and back Magazine through Uptown, Garden District, back to the Irish Channel. That's tomorrow. Sunday, Metairie Road, St. Patrick's Day parade. Go catch you some vegetables. Super Sunday in Central City on Sunday. Holy Cross University on the West Bank has their crawfish cook-off tomorrow. Go enjoy a lot of crawfish. And this weather is fantastic. The message is clear as the blue sky outside. Get outside, enjoy this weather. That's an order.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent.
Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com. Dave Miette Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miette, INSagency.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen. The Fence Man, a locally owned fencing company serving the metro New Orleans area for over 20 years.
I'm the fence man.
TheFenceman-NewOrleans.com.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
In New Orleans, we don't eat to live, we live to eat.
More is better.
Scott Craig of Katie's.
That is our slogan. More is better at Katie's. It means more of everything. Not just more food, more smiles, more friendship, more love, more. When you do something, you have to do it right. You know, it's all about more, and it's all more of the good things.
Get more at Katie's Restaurant in Mid-City.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this Lamarck Automotive Complex is something called Quick Lane. Tires, wheel alignments, struts, servicing your transmission. We do in all makes and models. It doesn't have to have been purchased from us. It's for you. It handles your lifestyle with your budget in mind. And we want to get you in and out as quick as possible. Quick Lane, you got to come see it. You're going to love the experience. Right there at Williams Boulevard in Kenner.
South Shore residents that love good food are making the short trip across the lake to Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. North Shore folks have known about Gallagher's 527 for years. Now the South Shore has discovered this hidden gem. One of the metro area's best restaurants is less than 30 minutes away. Take the quick trip across the lake and experience Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. As good as it gets.
That guy's right. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville, as good as it gets. One of the metro area's finest restaurants. Gallagher's in Mandeville. Right across the street from Gallagher's, Trey Yen. It's not Chinese food, it's Chinese cuisine. And I am telling you, I'm not just saying this because it's Lent. I say this year round. One of the best seafood restaurants in the metro area. Trey Yen in Mandeville. Get over there tonight. 22 minutes from Lakeside to either one of those restaurants. They're basically right by the foot of the causeway. No driving on the North Shore. Get over there, you South Shore residents. Hey, Michael Hecht joins us from Greater New Orleans, Inc. What's happening, Michael?
Well, Corey, it's that time of year again where it all makes sense, right?
Just go outside. That's all you got to do.
It's gorgeous. It's spectacular. I was in D.C. yesterday. It was snowing. Day before that in D.C. it was 80 degrees.
Literally from 80 one day to snowing the next?
It was the biggest temperature drop in history in D.C. It was like 50 degrees in one day.
That's insane. That's crazy.
And Corey, that's why it's climate change, not global warming.
That's right. That's right. It's a climate issue, not a weather issue. Anyway, we don't want to get into that topic.
No. Give me some good ones. Give me some fastballs. Give me some curveballs. Give me a few floaters.
All right.
Give me some Savannah banana balls.
Well, all right. You're the big old person on stilts. The the legislative session, any goodies that could help citizens, help the economy?
Well, the word is that it's going to be a quieter session because elections are coming up and people are kind of exhausted. We've got some pieces that we really like in there. There's a bill to create a state infrastructure bank. So there'll be a pot of money ready to go to, on a revolving basis, fund major infrastructure projects around the state.
That's
17 other
different.
states have one.
That's different from the Fast Sites program.
It's fast sites, but on a more permanent and broader basis. But no, it's similar to fast sites. It's the same idea. It's just would be broader. But the same idea about having money ready to go for projects. We've got a bill to create a tax increment fining district in Violet around the port to give the people of Violet a little bit of support for what they're going to endure for the port getting built in their backyard. Ironically, the only people who have come out against it are the council and the school board in St. Bernard because what's there to like about $2 million of new money coming into your parish every year?
No, it's mind blowing. There's been some folks. Sidney Torres's dad is a big shot down there. Every time he walks in Rocky and Carlos, he's complaining about the port terminal project.
The one that he was in favor of when it was going to be on his property. That's a fact.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. Exactly. It's political nonsense. I'm glad it looks like it's going to be a green light. It's of vital importance. It's going to put New Orleans back on the map when it comes to container shipping, where it should be.
That's right. That's right. So that's exciting. Those are the two that I'm following most. There's some anti-carbon capture bills that we have to defeat. You know, people who don't like the idea, which is just another ridiculous one. It is an old technology from the 1940s, and it's what allows us to have projects like Meta or Hyundai Steel or any of these massive projects, but do it without impacting the environment. So but these things get politically sideways,
Hey, Michael, Quinn Hillier had a great piece on NOLA.com, the Times Pick, about the Fast Sites program.
Oh, cool. What did he say?
And basically just explaining what it was, and Bourgeois and Jeff Landry, and what is essentially, from what I gather, is you're taking public money, you're investing in a site that has some issues that needs to be kind of fixed up, cleaned up, and you're getting it prepared for business to potentially go in there, and you're trying to pick sites that legitimately, it's not just, hey, clean up everywhere, clean up sites where it's sort of obvious they would take off financially with business.
Well, yeah, the caveat or the key thing about fast sites is that it's a revolving loan program. So there has to be a payback mechanism.
Yep.
Now, it's not money, but it's meant to be evergreen. So it's not just a grant, and that's key.
Yeah, no, that is huge. Rita Bohannon, a Jefferson Parish councilwoman, she is trying to tap into that fast site program. She'd like to get $20 million, Michael, buy the Esplanade Mall, tear down the Esplanade Mall, and get a national company, I'm assuming, to proactively market the Esplanade Mall. I like the idea. I think that's a prime example of a fast site program site, right?
Yeah, we will get fast site money for that at some point. I'm confident, because it's a perfect example. It wasn't quite ready for it, but this round, but it will get it because it fits that profile. And bringing back Esplanade Mall is essential to Kenner, which is a huge city. So yeah. I'm very much in favor of that. You knew the Esplanade Mall was in trouble when their anchor tenant was a casket store. That's never a good sign, right?
Yeah, that's not a good sign. Exactly.
Right.
The old anchor Macy's, that building's still there. So I don't know what's going to happen, but if they buy it, if they tear it down, it's 70 plus acres. Could you imagine, Michael, like an IKEA furniture and like a Bass Pro Shop Cabela's? That would just totally transform Kenner.
Certainly feels like a good place for the IKEA, doesn't it? in terms of traffic?
I've done a
ability to
little
get there?
investigating. They need to be, they like their stores 60 miles within 2 million people. And so, like, the Plaza site doesn't work because east of the Plaza, southern Mississippi doesn't have enough population to make it 2 million. But in Kenner, you go west 60 miles, you tap into Baton Rouge, home of Thibodeau, Hammond, you have clearly north of 2 million people. So IKEA, by their own, like, kind of soft rules, we want to be within 60 miles, minimum of 2 million people. We slip in there.
Yeah, no, I think it's very exciting. And the other one we got to get done, of course, is the Saks site down in Canal Place. Need to get somebody else reasonable in there, right?
Yeah, there's just not many retailers that take up that much space. I don't want to see that thing broken up into 20 pieces. You'd like to see one major anchor come in. There's not a lot of those big retailers anymore, Michael. I don't know who they could get to fill that. I'm sure they're going to.
It's a challenge. A Dillard's, a Bloomingdale's, but you're right. There's not that many that are, you want it to be upscale because it's got to go the rest of the mall. So it's a challenged industry. I don't take this one personally.
No, like Saks Fifth Avenue, Neiman Marcus, they're the same company, so you can't go there. Bloomingdale's, I guess, still exists. Lord and Taylor, I don't think they exist. It's just Barney's. Barney's is
going the way of Maison Blanche.
Yeah,
here no more.
Barney's going away, so no, it's kind of tough. So no, the Esplanade Mall site, it would be great. Yeah, and you're right. Saks Fifth Avenue, got to find a nice anchor tenant, ideally one that fills that entire space. That Saks Fifth Avenue, we kind of took them for granted. Been there for 40 years, and now they're going bye-bye. Hey, Michael, they've had 6 water main breaks in New Orleans in about the last 6 weeks, 5 of them in Uptown. 2 within like a month right there, Panola and Carrollton. The latest and greatest in a bad way, Audubon at Willow, essentially on Tulane's campus. I'm starting to feel like this is like the Flint, Michigan lead pipe thing where like the lead pipe's too big for Flint, too big for the state of Michigan. They needed federal help. This, 300-year-old city, a water system that some parts of it are literally over 100 years old. A lot of it is way past its usable life. Now we're just seeing breakdowns by just total decay. I think it's sort of like the lead pipes in Flint, like this is too big for New Orleans, too big for Louisiana. We need federal assistance, hundreds of millions of dollars to get this right.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think there's probably a lot of frustration in D.C. because there's a sense that a lot of this money, has already come in, and where is it gone? But the reality is that, for example, I know the pipe on Claiborne, the first one that broke was an 88-year-old pipe. It just hadn't been replaced yet. And what's happening now is it's kind of like organ failure.
Yep.
Or when you pull your back, and because you pull your back, you then twist your knee. When one thing happens, everything else tends to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on now. That's it's basically cascading.
Yeah.
And so it's a bad situation that obviously is not, anybody immediate fault. This is the result of decades of deferred maintenance. But Helena's got the right skills and the right relationships to talk to folks federally. But there's a little bit of fatigue, that's for sure.
Michael, we got about a minute left. Southern Energy Renewables.
Yeah, massive facility. Going to be making sustainable fuel up in St. Charles. $1.4 billion project. Just another one in this all of the above clean energy sector that is just taken off. Over the last few years, we've seen all of the above clean energy, defense, aerospace, maritime, all just go through a level of growth that I haven't seen in my 20 years back here. It used to be before that if we had $1 billion of deals in a year, it was a good year. And now each deal is $1 billion plus.
Yep.
So it's great. And St. Charles does such a good job hosting these industrial projects. they've really been able to structure it right. They have great schools as a result. A lot of credit to that parish and to parish president Matt Jewell.
120 jobs, $97,000 each. That's a triple in my book.
It's a triple. This one is definitely a triple. You know, it's a sexy project. $100,000 jobs, legit company. I agree.
Hey, about 20 seconds left. Any new announcements?
We've got one that we're going to be able to make really soon. Downtown, company coming in and taking a big hunk of office space.
Really?
I'll tease you with that. Yeah, it's just we're not able to announce it yet, but I think it's signed. And I love that because getting our downtown right, getting any downtown right is a big deal. And so a company going in and taking,
Yep.
5 figures plus is a big deal. And we're going to be able to announce that soon.
10 seconds. How many jobs?
I think the jobs is about 200.
Nice. Love it.
But what's bigger deal is that it's going into one of our skyscrapers.
Yeah. No, white collar CBD. I love it. Michael Hecht, see you next
The
week.
Steak Knife Restaurant in Lakeview has been
Wear
at
your
it for
sunscreen,
over
Corey.
50
Thanks, man.
years. The reason? Because the Roth family does it right, serving only USDA prime beef, a neighborhood restaurant. But you don't have to live in the Lakeview neighborhood to enjoy the Steak Knife. Open Tuesday through Saturday night, the Steak Knife on Harrison Avenue between Canal Boulevard and City Park. For a reservation, call 488-8981 or online, steakkniferestaurant.com.
For game-changing innovation, look to the Latrim family of companies located in Harahan. Intralox, a Latrim company, changed the game when they invented modular plastic conveyor belts over 40 years ago. These belts and innovative Intralox technology are transforming movement in manufacturing facilities around the world. Intralox is a dynamic global company now hiring in production, warehousing, shipping, and more. If you want to be part of our successful team, visit Latrim.com. That's LAITRAM.com.
Scott Craig of Katie's Restaurant.
All of my ingredients are fresh. Nothing comes out of a can here. Nothing. All of our seafood is Louisiana. All of our vegetables are Louisiana vegetables. It's a neighborhood restaurant.
Katie's in Mid-City.
Total Maintenance keeps you cool. TM-AC.com, your cool spot. TM-AC.com, your cool spot.
Word is, one of the best restaurants in New Orleans isn't even in New Orleans. Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville. Cross the lake and taste what you're missing. Tuesday through Saturday, Gallagher's 527 in Mandeville.
Why wear the same old glasses that everyone else is wearing? Stand out from the crowd. Come to Art and Eyes. Art and Eyes is not your typical eyeglasses store. It's one of the finest eyewear shops in the country, right here in New Orleans, with precision-engineered prescription lenses and gorgeous high-quality frames from the heart of Europe, Japan, and the United States. Our products are thoughtfully curated, and our staff are here to help you find exactly the right frames. Art and Eyes on Magazine, as unique as you.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. Artificial turf custom golf putting greens. Beautiful, functional, zero maintenance. Call New Orleans' own LGD Lawn and Landscapes and get your free estimate.
Tired of cleaning your gutters? Improve the value and look of your home with Leaf Guard gutters. And you'll never have to clean your gutters again. Ever. I guarantee it. Let Audubon Gutters install Leaf Guard gutters today. You'll improve the look and value of your home. And right now is the perfect time during Audubon Gutters' 99-cent installation sale. Call 469-6494 now.
Get out of that gutter and get on the phone. At Audubon Gutters.
My Sittu, that's Arabic for grandmother, used to make the best football kibbe. You can experience kibbe just like my grandmother used to make, and so many other Middle Eastern favorites on the streetcar line, Lebanon's Cafe.
At Lamarck Lincoln, ownership isn't complicated. It's effortless. With a one-on-one brand specialist every step of the way, we strive to ensure every guest experience is nothing less than elevated. You'll understand why it's more than ownership. It's membership. Visit Lamarck Lincoln at Williams and I-10 in Kenner. Give us a call at 504-238-4800. That's 504-238-4800. Or visit us online at lamarcklincoln.com.
Trey Yen in Mandeville, a New Orleans tradition for over 40 years, serving the finest Louisiana-inspired Chinese cuisine. Open Tuesday through Sunday. Trey Yen.
Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com. Dave Miet Insurance Agency. Auto, home, flood, business. 504-556-0809. Dave Miet, INSagency.com.
From the owners of Katie's in Mid-City and Bienvenue in Harahan, an old school deli with over a dozen specialty sandwiches. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria on Harrison Avenue in Lakeview between Canal Boulevard and West End. Francesca Deli and Pizzeria.
Here at the NOLA Coalition, we love our kids and we love our city. The people of New Orleans are standing together for a better future. By harnessing our collective resources, the NOLA Coalition will create a safer, more prosperous city for all residents. Your support is needed to help reduce violence, invest in our children, and drive generational change. Join now at nolacoalition.info.
Young's Dry Cleaning has free pickup and delivery. That's right. Young's Dry Cleaning has absolutely free pickup and delivery. Home or office, East Bank or West Bank. Call Young's at 288-8381 or online at youngsdrycleaning.com.
When you need a new fence or automatic gate at your property or place of business, anywhere in Metro New Orleans, you got to see the Fence Man. For over 20 years, the Fence Man has been taking care of residential and commercial customers, uses only the highest quality materials and products.
Cause I'm the fence man.
For fences and automatic gates.
Yeah, I'm the fence man.
thefenceman-neworleans.com.
If you're observing Lent, the Steak Knife in Lakeview is a great place to go. Start off with one of their 5 incredible salads with crab meat and avocado. How about a cup of seafood gumbo with shrimp, crab meat, and oysters? The crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree is as good as it gets. And speaking of entrees, try the Gulf Fish Robert, usually speckled trout or puppy drum, topped with jumbo lump crab meat. The Steak Knife in Lakeview for Lent. I know that commercial sounds funny. You're like, Corey, the place is called the Steak Knife. We're talking about Lent. It's a steak restaurant. It is. They've been at it for 55 years, the Roth family, since 1971. But I'm telling you, they've got 40 menu items, and about 32 or 33 of the 40 are Lent ready. Like the Gulf Fish Robert, speckled trout with jumbo lump crab meat, the crab meat au gratin as an appetizer or entree, just like the commercial says, fantastic. Seafood gumbo, those salads with like avocado and jumbo lump crab meat, onion rings. I mean, really good. That Italian dressing, the creamy Italian dressing at the Steak Knife is one of the best homemade dressings you'll have anywhere. It's outstanding. It's on my top 40 best restaurants in Metro New Orleans. The Steak Knife in Lakeview on Harrison Avenue in between Canal Boulevard and City Park. And very Lent ready. Don't let the name fool you during Lent. The Steak Knife in Lakeview. I'll be there next week. Buddy and I, it's 2 of us right now. It may end up being like 4 of us. Now, I can't wait. I'm going to get that prime New York strip. I'm going to get the crab meat au gratin. I'm going to get that house salad with the creamy Italian dressing. Probably get some other good stuff. It's tough to beat the Steak Knife. Really, really good. For a lot of folks, it's like a little neighborhood restaurant in Lakeview. And then they've got clientele from Metairie, from Kenner, from the West Bank, New Orleans East, the North Shore, Uptown. The Steak Knife. Get over there tonight. Lent ready. Trust me. Michael Hecht just joined us from Greater New Orleans Inc. Couple of things. We're talking about this Fast Sites program that Jeff Landry and Bourgeois, the economic development head, have come up with. And it's about finding sites in Metro New Orleans, in Louisiana, that need a leg up, like clean this area up, and it is marketable. And the Esplanade Mall clearly is one of those sites, over 70 acres, basically an interstate exit leading to it. And it's got this old decrepit mall and an owner that the latest owner that bought it a few years ago, they put it up for sale. There's apparently no one that wants it. There's too much work that needs to be done to the site to get it ready, I guess. This proposal, Jefferson Parish would, tap into the state's Fast Sites program, get $20 million, buy the mall from the owners, tear it down, and then ideally you hire a national marketing firm to find someone like IKEA Furniture, Bass Pro Shop, Cabela's to get into that spot. You do not do like New Orleans and market it locally, where like Troy Henry gets the development rights to the Esplanade Mall site. And the runner-ups were Drew Brees and Demario Davis, and we're 5 years into it, and a piling hasn't been driven. I mean, Six Flags right now, the city awarding the rights to that development to Troy Henry 5 years ago. Up to this point, it's a failure. And I don't blame Troy Henry. I blame the city of New Orleans for not marketing it properly and choosing Troy Henry, this middleman, instead of choosing someone like IKEA that can go in there and build right away. Now, I know that's not going to happen, but someone like that. Get a national firm to market it, a national firm that will seek out 5, 10, 15, 20 different national or international entities that might be interested in that site, not just this word of mouth in Orleans Parish thing. So, yeah, you're getting $20 million from the state. You're going to tear it, buy the site, Esplanade Mall, tear it down. You're going to have a better approach than how New Orleans approached it. And like I said, 70 plus acres, its own exit basically off the interstate. It could be a coveted site. What's that, Blue Boy? Sky's the limit for the Esplanade site if they tear it down and set it up right for commerce. You're right. And boy, it could transform Kenner as we know it. That site alone, the tax dollars alone, was something ridiculously viable that would draw in from the region. Hey, have a great weekend. Get outside, enjoy this weather. See you Monday at 4.
You're on the neutral ground with Corey Johnson on TV on Cox Channel 4 and Spectrum Channel 333. Also on YouTube, on radio at NOLA Talk 93.9 FM, WSLA New Orleans.
It's 6 p.m.